Well, obviously you've been part of Star Wars for 28 years.
27 years.
27 years. How interesting have you found it? Was it anything like what you expected to be a part of something like this?
Oh yeah, it was real exciting, and of course working with George Lucas was very exciting.
Yeah.
So,
He was a hot director at the time, wasn't he?
hmm?
He was a hot director at the time, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. I had seen a movie he did, THX. What was it? How do you say it? What's the rest of that title?
1138.
What is it?
Yeah.
THX
1138.
1138.
Yeah.
A?
No, that was his student film. He remade it for Warner's.
No.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a student film.
The original was, and then he remade it.
Oh, I see.
Film.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, when I saw that, I really thought, yeah, it was an exceptional movie, particularly for that time.
Yeah.
So I kind of became a big fan of his. And, of course, those other movies he did, you know, the
American Graffiti was a big
American Graffiti, yeah. And so when I was asked to do this, it was, I just thought it was a great idea.
Yeah. How did that come about? How did you getting the role come about?
I was asked to do it,
Yeah.
at that time. Irv Kershner came to my house, and we sat and we talked for a long time,
Yeah.
and that's how it all happened.
Was it written with you in mind? Do you know?
I don't think so. I pretty much took what they had and decided to create this character who was devoid of the whole racial, ethnic
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to do that. I really wanted to make create a guy that was far beyond that kind of thinking.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a really epic kind of hero
Yeah.
out of him.
Yeah.
But that's generally what I do with most of the characters I play.
Yeah. So you just create a character, don't worry about the fact that it's you playing.
And of course, when I got the cape, that really did it for me. That was like the key.
Yeah. That was the dashing part of the character that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it was. I feel very fortunate that I participated in that particular event.
Yeah. No regrets.
Why? Why would I have regrets?
Some people do.
Not at all.
It's all good.
Of course.
Good. Have you got any special memories from making Empire? Anything that sticks out?
Well, a cape.
I was when I wrote out the questions for this, I was reading the making of book, and there was a scene in there where you were rehearsing a scene with Carrie, and I think in the original script she was supposed to be a bit, annoyed with Lando. She slapped him around the face, but she didn't telegraph it. She actually slapped you around the face, and he says, "You're supposed to telegraph it." She goes, "What's telegraphed?"
Where did you read this?
I read it was in Alan Arnold's making of book.
Amazing what people make up.
Oh, was that made up? Oh, I've always. Oh,
I have no. I don't. If that happened, I swear to God, I don't remember it.
Oh, it must have been a good hit then.
She never hit me. I don't remember anything about
That's
her.
a shame.
I don't remember any moment when she slapped me. I was the only thing I really remember that I was always flirting with her and being very charming with her,
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
And that fed into the character, obviously, because there's that relationship between the characters as well, isn't there? So there's that relationship between Leia and Lando as well, isn't there? I always got the impression there was a bit of a flirt going on anyway. So
Well, it was pretty obvious.
yeah.
There was nothing clandestine about it.
No. What was it like? Obviously, you've got the original gang from the first film still together. What was it like being like the new guy coming into that scenario?
Well, I guess like in any situation when you're new, you try to make the adjustments.
Yeah.
Everything worked out okay.
Yeah. So how do you feel about Lando as a character? Because some people think he was in a no-win situation, really. That, we got Darth Vader and Boba Fett on one
Well,
side.
I mean, I remember when picking my daughter up from school when she was in elementary school, having to argue with little children about why they felt he betrayed Han Solo, and I had to explain. Plus, I had even to try to explain it to airline stewardesses. It became pretty funny. I'm running around justifying this character's existence. But no, he was just a guy that was out there doing this thing, and all of a sudden these people show up, and right behind them there's this person, Darth Vader, and and he had to make some choices, and the choices had to do with their complete demise, or he would prevent their complete demise.
Yeah.
And he made a choice and lost everything.
Yeah.
So he's not such a bad guy.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. Did you ever think of any sort of past histories, characters' past history? Because we knew he was a gambler and a bit of a rogue and a bit of a scoundrel and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Did you ever think back when he was sort of preparing for the role? Did you ever think what he might have been like when he was a younger man?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I guess he was always somehow an adventurous kind of person.
Yeah.
Maverick.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I'm sure I thought of a lot of things.
Yeah. Were you pleased with the way, obviously by the end of Jedi, he blows up the Death Star, which is always a cool thing to do. Were you pleased with the way that the character played out?
He evolved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
Do you think he evolved, or do you think he was always that guy?
I always hoped that he would do much more in the way of adventures.
Yeah.
But George had to resolve the whole.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker issue, saga. So there was really no time to really get into the adventures.
Yeah. You'd have been happy to play him again.
Hmm?
Would you have been happy to play him again if they'd have done further
I mean, at
films?
this point in my life?
Well, why not? Lando's still around.
I don't think it'll happen, but I'm sure it's not going to happen. But, I mean, if he was being played as an older gentleman who still has it to some degree.
Tell us a little bit about your artwork, because I know you're very much into your artwork.
As a matter of fact, I was on a boat for 10 days, one of those Princess Cruise liners.
Oh yeah.
I sold about 80 pieces to this company, and what they do is they put the pieces on these cruise liners, and they auction the paintings off. So that's what I did for 10 days, which I really hated. But I'm putting together some new pieces now that I really want to put on. I have to change my website because all the other stuff I have had on there for quite some time. But also I really want to do an exhibition in LA that I haven't done one in many years.
How long have you been exhibiting then? Has it always been a passion, your artwork?
Well, I've always been a painter.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was 18, 19 years old, I won major awards like Hall Garden, and I was nominated for a Guggenheim. When I grew up in New York City, I went to a school called the National Academy of Design for the Fine Arts, where I spent 2 years under scholarship painting.
Yeah.
So it's been very much a part of my life.
I was going to say, so what dragged you away from painting towards acting?
And nothing ever directed me away from painting.
It's always been there. It's always run alongside.
Well, I started acting when I was 6.5 years old in a Broadway musical.
Yeah.
So it's all been pretty much my life. My whole life is